Alright, you're welcome to this video on overcoming mindsets that can prevent your success online. Yes, overcoming mindsets that can prevent your success online. Yes, this is part of the materials on the content writing and development training. And in this video, I'll be explaining mindsets that can prevent your success, how they are formed, and how you can overcome them. Thank you so much for coming. I remain myself, Sam Failure. If you have listened to my other videos, you will know me by now and what I do. Yes, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for subscribing to this training program. As you know, the first phase of this program is free, totally free for everyone who wants to participate in it. But the second class is not free. It comes at a price, and there is also a certificate course in this program. If you want it, if you want the certificate, you can get it. So that's that about that. Today let's get into what I have for you: overcoming mindsets that can prevent your success online. And this particular material is important for you to actually benefit from this training. This is because when people get out there to learn skills, most times they are not thinking through the mindsets that actually determine if they will succeed or not. Yes, they are not taking through those mindsets, and many times teachers are blamed most of the times for not impacting students rightly. But sometimes you have to think about why students do not actually maximize what they are taught, because most people come to class with the wrong mindset. Yes, many students come to the class with the wrong mindset, and when a teacher, a lecturer is passing a message to someone with a wrong mindset, is not going to achieve the right result. Yes, for instance, I know that some people have gotten into this training, but they have not watched any of the videos here. It's not going to work. Yes, I am not the one to determine your success. Many people just come into class believing that, okay, once I get into the class and whatever this guy tells me, whatever this coach tells me, is going to make me successful. No, it doesn't work that way. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to sit down with what you're taught, gain maximally from it, and then take massive actions. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining the things that will determine if you will be successful in this digital space or not. Take it or leave it. This is going to be a hard talk, but then it's to help you. So the first place to begin with is to understand the economic systems and the change that comes to them with time. Yes, economic systems are always changing. The kind of economic system we have presently in our world today is different from that which existed in the 20th, in the 19th century. This is because changes always happen to economic systems. Economic systems always change, and when economic systems change, the need for skills to also change comes, because the skills that power old economic systems often fail to power new economic systems. This is why it is important to actually know what is changing in the system, to actually prepare yourself and position yourself to benefit from what is changing. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining why we are teaching people on the content writing and development skill. Yes, why is it important? Why is that skill so important that we are training people on it? This because it is one of the most needed skills right now in this present economic system. Yes, the present economic system we have right now is digital. It's a digital economic system. It has never existed before. It started in this century. So for anyone to actually become prosperous in this new system, they need the skills that are most important. Yes, and to me, there are several systems in each economic system, and some of those systems are communication systems, transportation systems, health management systems, educational systems, and all of that. But to me, the most important of all these systems that make up each economic system is the communication system. Yes, communication system. The communication system is very important because information is a vital necessity for life. Yes, access to information is a vital necessity for survivability. If you don't have access to information, you're not going to survive, because you don't know where there is danger, you don't know where there is evil, you don't know where to get your food. So to me, information is even more important than feeding. Yes, I can prove that information is more important. Having access to information is more important than eating, because if you don't have access to information, you cannot even know where food is in the first place. So access to information is very important, and one of the skills needed to build the communication systems, to sustain the communication systems, is content writing and development on the online space, on the digital world. So for businesses and entrepreneurs who wants to survive this digital age, it is important for them to actually build skills around the communication systems, build communication skills, a lot of them. So, and content writing and development sits at the center of every communication system, because whatever communication system you're going to use to boost your business awareness, to boost your brand awareness, to market your product, to make sales online or where else, you're going to need content creation first. You're going to need content writing first. So it's important for you to understand the shift that is happening in the economic industry and how to position yourself to leverage on them and become more prosperous. What makes people poor in any system is because people don't usually understand that a change has happened and they also need to change. Yes, people come into a new system with their old mindset, with their old mentalities, their old value systems, and they expect that new system to work. No, it doesn't work like that. So that's why it's important for you to actually understand this course, this particular material in this training. So I'll be talking about two things that will make sure you succeed under any economic system. The two things that will make sure that you succeed under any economic system. And the first one is the right mindset. The right mindset or mentality, and the second one is the right system. Yes, the right system. And while the system is always changing on its own accord, your mentality might not be changing. You need to do everything to change your mindset, to change your mentality, to actually benefit from any system out there. And there are many systems out there for making money, either online or otherwise. There are many systems out there, but your mental positioning, your mindset determines if you are able to use these systems very well and become profitable and prosperous under them. So right now I'll be talking about how our mentalities are formed. How do we form mentalities, and why is acquiring the right mentality important for becoming successful under an economic system? The first way we acquire mentalities and mindset is through our life experiences. Yes, the first way we acquire mentalities is through our life experiences, all through our growth phases in life, different kinds of beliefs in the family, in the social systems. We have been conditioned by the things we have gone through our life experiences. The kind of exposures we've had have conditioned our thinking system, our thinking capacity, so that we have been regimented to think in a particular way. And then most people do not learn to break out of the chains of their experiences. They don't learn to break out of the bondage of their experiences. They continue to live with it, expecting new things to happen in their lives. No, it doesn't happen that way. You need to break off the negative experiences around your life and break into new ones to actually become more fit for survival. And the second one is schooling. Yes, education under different conditions, either in the school, within the family, in your religious settings, within your friendship settings, your relationships. You have been schooled, you have been taught many things, and the thing with schooling is that most of the things we are taught in school or in other places are not the same as what is obtainable in the society. Yes, for instance, most of your curriculum in school are way back outdated. They are not relevant to this age at all. So when you come into the new society, into the new economy with that old mindset, that old framework of thinking, that old framework of knowledge, it won't produce the right results. And the third one is social media, mass media. Yes, social media and the mass media, TV, commercials on radios, on the internet, different kinds of adverts. They tell you what to think, they tell you what not to think. They recondition your mindset in such a way that your behavior towards life, your apprehension of life becomes structured in a certain pattern. So these are the ways we form mindset. These three ways: through schooling, through our life experiences, and through social media and mass media, we get different kinds of mentalities, different kinds of mindsets, and these mindsets and mentalities, they determine our expectations from life. They determine the things we want to achieve in life. They determine our outlook. So it is important to actually determine if your mindset is right for what you want to accomplish in life. So I'll be dealing much more with that along the course of this training. So right now I'll be talking about why acquiring the right mentality is important for becoming successful under any economic system. Why acquiring the right mentality is important for becoming successful under any economic system. There are several tools that are used under every economic settings. Under any economic setting, there are 6 basic kind of tools that are used for profitability, and these 6 are time, skills, knowledge, money, platforms, and relationships. Yes, I'll take them again. Time, skills, knowledge, money, platforms, you can call platforms systems, and relationships. Yes, these are the 6 most essential economic tools that are used in any economic settings. And when economic systems change, the one thing that changes most often is the platforms or the systems. Those are the things that change most often, the communication systems, the transportation systems, the different kinds of systems, they change. But most times your time does not change, your skills does not change, your knowledge does not change, your relationships does not change, and money does not change. It might even reduce, but the responsibility now comes on you to change how you use your time, your skills, your knowledge, your money, and your relationships. In that changed system, in that changed economy, the responsibility comes on you to change your skills, to change how you use your skills, how you use your time, how you use your knowledge, how you use your money, and your relationships. So acquiring the right mentality will teach you how to change these things that are not changing automatically. The systems are changing automatically, but your skills will not change automatically. You have to do something about it. Your knowledge will not change automatically. You have to do something about it. Your money will not increase automatically. You have to do something about it. Your relationships, they will not expand automatically. They will not grow automatically. You have to do something about it. So acquiring the right mentalities will teach you the right attitude towards these economic tools and potentials, and this is what determines how prosperous you will become under any economic settings. So that's just why acquiring the right mentality is important. Yes. So when economic systems change, the need for new skills also come, because the old skills that have been used to pivot old systems, to drive old systems, they may not be enough, they may not be sufficient to drive the new systems. So the need to acquire new skills comes, and that means that you will need to change your knowledge, you will need to change how you use your time, you will need to change a lot of things about you. So the need for acquiring skills become important when economic systems change. So, and the economic system of the world has changed right now. It's completely going digital. So it's important for you to position yourself rightly, to maximize what is changing, and to make yourself profitable. So what are the mentalities that prevent people from becoming successful with their economic potentials? What are the mentalities that prevent people from making success with their economic potentials? Number 1 is fear of failure. Yes, people fear failure. They think that, oh, I already have some things. If I lose it for something I don't even know, I'm not sure about, how are you sure that I'm going to succeed? They don't want to fail. They don't want a situation where they lose what they have and don't get something else that is better. So they rather want to stay with what they have instead of going for more. So fear of failure is number 1, and number 2 is fear of criticism. Yes, we are products of our environment, we are products of where we grow up from, we have backgrounds, histories. So sometimes when you want to step out from your background, when you want to step out from your environment, you want to step out from the things you've been doing before. You feel like, am I not going to be criticized? Will people not say, why are you changing? Why are you changing yourself? Why are you trying to become something else? So we fear to be criticized. Then number 3 is fear of rejection or acceptance. Yes, many people don't want to be rejected, and a lot of people fear if they will be accepted. Yes, they are not sure if people will reject or accept them with whatever they want to do, so they don't want to give it out because they are afraid of rejection or acceptance. And then number 4 is perfectionism. Yes, many people don't want to try out new things because they are not perfect yet, because they have not gotten to a level of expertise that they think is most important to guarantee them success. They don't want to try, they don't want to give it what it takes. And the 5th one is lack of belief in process. Yes, many people don't believe in process. They want it at a goal, they want it at an instant, but it doesn't work that way. You have to believe in process if you want to succeed. Success is not the product of an overnight event. It is the result of a well-defined and followed process. Many people want instant results. They don't want to go through stress. They don't want to tax their minds. They don't want to grow. They don't want to become better. They don't want to become more creative. They don't want to learn. They don't want to grow. So they want it at an instant, and when they don't get it, they think, okay, that's not the right way. No, success does not come that way. And the 6th thing is fixed mindset. Yes, fixed mindset is believing that you are at the peak of your growth, development, or performance. Yes, many people believe that, okay, I've reached the peak of my performance, I cannot do better than this. So they fall into a fixed mindset. They don't grow, they don't become better. Yes, if you have that mindset, you're not going to succeed on the digital space. And the 7th thing is entitlement or dependency mindset. Yes, many people have this mentality. They believe that someone else is responsible for their success, but that is hell no. Nobody else is going to be responsible for your success. You've got to put in the hard work and do the right things. And then when you do that, and you're consistent doing the right thing, one day you're going to break through. So if you want to succeed in life, you have to pick all these mentalities, pick all these mindsets, and dump them in the garbage can. Yes, that's just what you should do. So, having talked about those mentalities, I will now talk about the traits that determine if you have a wrong mindset, if you have a wrong mentality. Yes, these traits show how people relate with their economic potentials. Remember, I mentioned 6 economic potentials. I mentioned time, I mentioned money, I mentioned knowledge, I mentioned skills, I mentioned platforms and relationships. So people with the wrong mindset, there's a way they relate with these 6 economic potentials, and I want to read them out right now. And the first thing is that they don't value time. Yes, people with wrong mindset, they don't value time. They always believe that there will always be time to do what they have to do, what needs to be done, but that's not it. That doesn't work. If you keep procrastinating, you keep postponing what you should do today to tomorrow, then things you should do tomorrow, you have to postpone them to the next tomorrow. If you always procrastinate things, you don't like doing things on time, then know that you have a wrong mindset and you need to eradicate that mindset. The second one is that they avoid problems by all cost. Yes, people with the wrong mindset, they avoid problems. They don't want to get into problematic situations. But the truth is that problems brings opportunities. When you embrace problems and challenges, you get to find opportunities that can enrich your life in the process. Ask the greatest entrepreneurs in the world. They embrace problems to become prosperous. And the third thing is they subject their dreams to excessive external permission. Yes, people with the wrong mindset, they don't believe in themselves. They don't have good self-esteem. They will always seek gratification from others. They always seek acceptance from others. They can't step out there with courage and do the things they have to do because they are looking for validation. Yes, if you're always seeking for validation, you have the wrong mindset. And the fourth thing is they embrace comfort zones. Yes, they don't want trouble. They don't want stress. They don't want any kind of thing that would demand growth from them, that would demand them to change. They don't like it. And the fifth thing is that they like to spend money carelessly. Yes, I said money is one of your economic potentials. So if you like spending money carelessly, you buy liabilities instead of assets, you don't like investing or saving for the future, then you might have the wrong mindset. You need to check this properly. And the sixth thing is that they do not think of their skills as economic potentials. They don't do anything to earn their skills, to become better, to tax their mind, to become more creative, to sharpen their skills, to develop their communication skills. They don't do anything to improve themselves. That's just the bottom line. People with the wrong mindset, that's how they relate with their skills. They don't see it as economic potentials. So, and the seventh thing is that they despise or abuse relationships. People with wrong mindset, they despise relationships, they abuse relationships, they don't see other people as important, they have pride, ego, and different kind of things that don't want them to learn from others. They don't learn from others, they don't flow well with others, and that's one of the ways people become impoverished in life. And the eighth thing is that they do not seek for new and continuous knowledge acquisition. Yes, people with the wrong mindset, they don't embrace new knowledge, they don't embrace dynamism, they don't embrace strategic thinking, they don't seek after knowledge, they don't meditate, they don't tax their mind to learn new things, they don't like new knowledge. And the ninth thing is that they think of prayer, challenges, or struggles as enemies of success, instead of seeing them as triggers to embrace higher responsibilities for their success. Yes, when people with the wrong mindset see prayer, when they see challenge, when they see struggles, they see it as an enemy and they refrain from it, instead of seeing it as an opportunity to develop themselves better, to respond better to challenges and overcome them. So if you notice these traits, you might not be able to succeed with your economic potentials. So the whole agenda of this particular video is for you to rethink your economic potentials, to embrace your economic potentials, and to accept them, to develop them, and use them maximally for your own benefit. So that's the purpose of this. So to become a successful entrepreneur, you need to rethink your mindset. You need to reframe your mindset. You need to start reshaping how you think. That will help you a lot to become successful. And now I'll be talking about how people become successful. There are 5 things that make people successful, and I'll be talking about them. Number 1, they spot bad habits and mentalities that they have and try everything possible to stop them. Yes, they spot bad habits and mentalities they have and try everything possible to stop them. And number 2 is that they spot good habits and mentalities they have and continue to develop on them. Yes, good habits and mentalities, and they continue to develop on them. And the third thing is that they spot good habits and mentalities that are helping others become successful, and they learn to acquire them. Yes, they spot good habits and mentalities others have that are helping them become successful, and they acquire them. And the fourth thing is they spot bad habits and mentalities that make people fail, and they avoid them. Yes, many people have bad habits and mentalities that make them fail, and people who want to become successful learn to spot these habits and avoid them. And the fifth thing, the last thing, is they put in the effort for their own success. Yes, they don't depend on others to become successful, rather they put in their own effort, keep doing the right things, and then they become successful. So right now I want to talk about how to become successful with your economic potentials, how to put your economic potentials to use and become successful with them. And the first thing is, number 1, you have to understand that you cannot become prosperous if you don't utilize, develop, and maximize your 6 economic potentials. Yes, the 6 economic potentials I mentioned. If you don't utilize them, develop them, and maximize them, your prosperity is not in view, your success is not in view. And the second thing is, you have to define your potentials thoroughly. Yes, define your potentials thoroughly, state the risk factors of undermining your potentials and the benefits of utilizing them. Yes, that's how to define your potentials. Yes, list your potentials, your skills, your knowledge, the wealth of information you have, the knowledge you have, the skills you have. List them. Yes, list the benefits you get by utilizing them, and then list the risk factors of undermining them. If you don't put these potentials to use, what are the things that will happen to you? What are the things that will happen to these potentials? And then the third thing is, you have to define negative and unprofitable habits and mentalities that have been keeping you back from success for a long time. Yes, there are some negative and unprofitable habits and mentalities that might have been affecting you over time. List them out, define them, and then do something about them. Get self-development courses, self-management courses that can help you to overcome these bad habits, because they are going to keep you back from success a lot of times. So do something about these negative habits and you're on your way to success. And the fourth thing is you have to define your path in life. Yes, many people, because they don't understand the law of process in success, they jump from one thing to another. Yes, when they hear that this is where money is today, they jump into it, and then when they have worked a little and they can't find the right result, they jump into another thing. Jump from one thing to another, it will not help you to succeed. So stop jumping at every opportunity like a locust. Determine what works best for you and stick to it, and then you can begin to integrate the right systems to improve your productivity and profitability. And the fifth thing I'll be talking about is set a very clear goal or vision that you want to realize. Yes, set a very clear goal or vision that you want to realize. State your aims, state your objectives, your benefits, your gains. Yes, for instance, this training, this content development training that you are into, state the goals you want to accomplish, state the vision you want to accomplish, and then put down the objectives, the aims, the benefits, and the gains that you're going to have in this training. So, and then the sixth thing is that make a dated plan for your goal or vision. Yes, it's important for you to make a dated plan for your goal or your vision. Yes, and to do this, you have to date that plan, and then you have to identify possible restrictions and bottlenecks that may come across your path. And also you have to define the path you're going to take to your success, and then when these bottlenecks and restrictions appear, what are the steps you're going to take to overcome them? It's important for you to also state those things. And then the seventh thing is that you have to take massive actions towards implementing your plan. Yes, many people stop at the stage of setting goals or at the stage of making plans, but they don't take actions. If you want to succeed, you have to take actions. You don't just have to set goals, you don't just have to make plans, you have to take massive actions for what you want done. If you don't take actions, there is nothing that's going to come out from it. You're not going to succeed. That's just the truth about it. So when you have made your plans, take actions as much as possible, as quickly as possible, so that you can conserve your energy and maximize your potentials. So that's just that about that. So lastly, I'll be talking about four important things you need to know to make your business thrive. Yes, to make your activities thrive online. There are four things you need to know to make your business thrive online. Yes, anybody or any business can become successful, but the secret is that you have to know what works and then implement it strategically. Yes, and then you have to be consistent, you have to be persistent, and then you have to be patient. Yes, these three things are important: consistency, persistence, and patience. If you don't have these three, you cannot succeed, because your success is not going to come at once. It's going to take a process, and the smarter you are at working this process, the more successful you can become. So there are four things I'll be telling you that you need to put at the back of your mind and continue to work towards. And the first one is speed. Yes, speed of execution. When you have your plan, when you have your ideas, the faster you put it into execution, the more successful it is liable to become. Yes, because you are not the only one who have ideas. You're not the only one who cultivates ideas. And when you don't put your ideas to work, you give another person the opportunity to take your space. Yes, because the person who puts his ideas to work is going to get into your space either by default or indirectly, and is going to take off the resources that are meant for you. So it is important to always be timely. Yes, when you understand that this is what I need to do, when you have an idea about something to do, just go out there and implement it, design it, plan it, write your plans, write your goals, and then implement it. Simple, get it done. And then the second thing is sustainability. Yes, many people do not think about sustainability. They don't think about longevity. They don't think about posterity whenever they are doing anything. It's important for you to think about sustainability. You don't just do one thing and then stop. No, understand that it will take time. Plan for the future, plan for the times ahead. Everything will not come at a go, it will not come at a glance. You have to plan your way all through. You need to understand that building a business, building a project that will outlast you that will be useful for your generation will take a lot of planning, it will take a lot of effort, it will take a lot of strategic thinking. So put posterity at the back of your mind in whatever you do. Acquire things that will be useful for your children in the future, or be useful for your future generations. And the third thing is scalability. Yes, profitability on the online world deals much more with scalability. If you cannot scale what you do, if what you do cannot be repeated, if it cannot be taken to another market and made successful in that market, then it's not worth it. Don't do anything that is not scalable. Yes, for instance, after this training, I can still do the same training for people elsewhere. I can still do the same training, implement the same strategies to do the same thing over and over again. I can keep doing this one thing and keep making profit from it because it is scalable. Yes, that's the advantage of the digital business. It is very scalable. So always have posterity at the back of your mind, and then always have scalability at the back of your mind. And then the fourth thing is profitability. Yes, always measure how you want to gain your profits from any venture you want to enter into. Yes, don't minimize your opportunity to make profit. Don't undermine your ability to make profit. Put profitability in your purview, because that is what will sustain your business eventually. So you have to know that scalability and sustainability is what makes a business able to thrive. If your business is not sustainable and if it is not scalable, then it cannot thrive. So these are the things you need to know in this part of the training program. Thank you so much for coming. I believe that you have learned one thing or another from this, and I'm going to see you in the next training program. Thank you so much for coming, for listening to this. Thank you. I remain myself, Sam Manfilia, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.